Hello everybody, my name is Todd Poore, and in this video we're going to be learning the intervals on guitar. Now, if you don't know all the notes on the guitar, it's probably a good idea to practice that a little bit before jumping into some of this. Now, I mean, we can definitely learn all the shapes and kind of study the sound of each one, but for music theory to make sense, we need to know the notes on our instrument quickly, almost instantly, really, if at all possible. So if you don't know them, or if you're kind of slow at it, I would say practice that before really diving too far into this. All right. Anyways, here we go. We're going to start with the smallest interval, of course. Most people know it as the half step. So on the guitar, that's just one fret to the next. Okay. Now the interval name for this is a minor second, right? Minor second. So in this case, I'm playing A on string 6, fret 5, going to B flat. Okay, now on an instrument that can play chords, such as guitar or piano, we need to practice the intervals both ways. Okay, so we should learn them melodically, that's two separate notes, but then also harmonically. All right, now in order to do that on our instrument, it's a little bit tricky. For minor seconds anyways, it can be tricky on our 6th, 5th, 4th string, or we can also do this exact shape on the 2nd string. It'll be different for the 3rd string, so I'll show you that too, but it is a stretch a little bit, okay? So I'm on A with my little finger, I'm going to B flat, fret 1, string 5, there's that B flat, and then of course A, fret 5, string 6, there it is. All right, so that shape's going to work for a minor second harmonically on any of those strings, okay? Say we want to do it off the 3rd string harmonically, the shape will be a little easier. We would go, maybe in this case I'm at fret 5, string 3, that's a C. I'm going to go to D flat, fret 2, string 2. Okay, so there it is, minor second. Next would be the major second, or whole step, a lot of people would call it. So from A to B, fret 5 to fret 7. All right, now let's learn that harmonically as well. Here's little finger A, string 6, fret 5, pointer finger's going to fret 2, string 5, and there's our B there, okay? So that shape will work for all the strings except for the 3rd to the 2nd. Come one fret up with your pointer finger, and that's going to get us, this is a C at fret 5, string 3, and we have a D, string 2, fret 3. Okay, the next interval is the minor third. Sounds like the beginning of a pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic that is. So in this case I have an A note at fret 5, and I'm going to a C at fret 8. Okay, now let's also do that harmonically. There's fret 5 with my ring finger on the 6th string. I'm going to C at fret 3 on my 5th string. Okay, so again, that works for all the strings except for string 3. There we're going to do, here I'm going to play a C, fret 5, string 3, and then I'm going to do E flat, that's fret 4, string 2. Okay, so there's a couple good ways of doing that. The next interval would be the major third. Okay, so from A to C sharp. Alright, so there it is on one string. You can think 2 whole steps maybe. Okay, so from fret 5 to fret 9, A to C sharp, or as a chord, I got fret 5, and then the next string I'm playing fret 4. Okay, so there it is. Again, it's going to work on all those strings except the 3rd string. Easy enough there though, because all we'd have to do is bar. So in this case I have a C at fret 5 on the 3rd string to an E at fret 5 on the 2nd string. The next interval is the perfect 4th. Now if we're doing this on one string, it's starting to, you know, be a bit of a reach, bit of a stretch there. So you can do that. Yep, you sure could jump from A up to D. That was fret 5 to fret 10. But the guitar happens to be tuned in fourths, at least every string except the darn G to the B. That's a major third, our last interval we did. So easy enough to do fourths. All you have to do is, you know, if you want to play it harmonically, you just bar. If you want to do it melodically, yeah, we can jump, or you can just finger roll, so that way the note doesn't continue to ring. Now if you do that off the third string, from say C to a perfect fourth up, F, looks something like that, fret 5 to fret 6. Alright, the next interval, this has 3 names. Okay, the easiest way to think of this note, or sorry, this interval I should say, I oftentimes just call it the tritone. The other 2 names, we could call it an augmented fourth, because it's like taking a fourth, taking the top note, raising it a half step, augmenting it, or the diminished fifth. Fifth is a power chord, and we'll be talking about that in just a second. And if you took that fifth and dropped it down a half step, so diminished, then you have the diminished fifth. So 3 names: tritone, augmented fourth, or diminished fifth. Now depending on what you actually call this note up here would determine whether you could call it an augmented fourth or a diminished fifth. So that can get a little tricky. So I would just, you know, a lot of times just call it a tritone, okay? Now this note could be called one of 2 names. We could call it D sharp, you could also call it E flat. Okay, now let's say I see this interval written in a piece. So here's A, and I'm going to, they call it a D sharp. Now count that out for me. A, B, C, D is 4, right? So we would want to call it, in that case, an augmented fourth. What if it was written as an E flat though? Count that out for me. A, B, C, D, E. So there's 5, right? Fifth, but it's diminished. So, you know, if you want to get technical with it, it does kind of matter if we do call it an augmented fourth or diminished fifth. So that's why a lot of times I say just call it a tritone. Then you don't have to worry about how the notes are spelled. All right, so there's that interval. Again, that works for every string but string 3 to 2. Here I would go from fret 5 to fret 7. Isn't that a nice sounding interval? Right. Okay, so then on to the next interval, the perfect fifth, aka power chord, right? So I'm at fret 5, that's an A still, and I'm at fret 7 on the 5th string. Okay, so that shape will work just dandy for all the strings except 3rd to 2nd string. You want to add one more fret in there. So I'm at C here, I'm going to G, 5 to 8. All right, the next interval is the minor 6th. Okay, so that's fret 5 to fret 8, and the notes A to F. Okay, now on some of these higher strings, well, the 3rd to the 2nd anyways, you would have to reach 1 fret farther. So I'm on C, I'm reaching up to an A flat. Notice I called it A flat, not G sharp. Okay, think about that. So that's fret 5 to fret 9. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch. I could also move this note over to here, and now I could put a string in the middle. All right, so I have still C, fret 5, string 3, going to fret 4, string 1. Okay, now lots of ways to play these. So again, experiment with moving the notes around and playing them in different places, because another way that I could have shown you on the 6th string, and it would also work again on our 5th string, is I could play the minor 6th like this. So A to F, I'm on string string 4, fret 3 with my first finger. I still got that A down on the 6th string. Okay, that shape again would work here. I have a D going to a B flat, but then if I wanted to play D minor 6th on the 4th string, it would be actually the same shape as if I was playing it on the 3rd string where I skipped a string, right? So here I have a G going to an E flat. Okay, so on to the next interval, the major 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this case, A to F sharp, fret 5 to fret 9, or if I skip a string, that way it works pretty well too. Okay, now I could probably do this on the 5th string to the 2nd string. That's a bit of a stretch. I probably wouldn't want to do that if I was just jump into that interval real quick. So I would, at that point, maybe move the A to fret 5, string 1, and hey, what do you know, I just bar. Okay, so that shape will work for the 4th string too, if you skip a string to the 2nd. So I have, in this case, a G going to an E. All right, just a couple intervals left then. The next one is the minor 7th. This one, it's probably going to be best to, if you're on the 6th string or the 5th string, to just bar. There you have it, A to G. Okay, once I get up to the 4th string and the 3rd string, I'm going to want to shoot for this shape. G to F. That's a fret 5 to fret 6, or C to B flat there, okay? Couple intervals left then. We have the major 7th. This is an A to a G sharp. I have fret 5 to string 4, fret 6, okay? Again, that shape's gonna work here. I have D to C sharp. Now once I get to the 4th string or the 3rd string, I would want to put one fret in between all that. So I have fret 5, that's a G on the 4th string, going to 2nd string, fret 7, that is an F sharp. Alright, and then the final interval, octaves. Okay, so similar to the power chord, you just take the ring finger up another string. So A to A, fret 5, string 6, fret 7, string 4, and then to do that on your 4th or 3rd string, you want to put one more fret in the middle. You have fret 5 here, string 4, going to fret 8, string 2, and of course it's going to work up there as well. Alright, so there are all the intervals. There are probably a lot of other ways to do them, so experiment and find ways to play them. I think if you do any sort of improvising, or if you want to train your ears so that way you're able to learn music by ear easier, it's really important that you know these. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out some of my other videos, and we will catch you guys next time.